Shabbat Shalom. We begin our service with Psalm 150. On page 141. Hallelujah, 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 El Bekadsha, hallelujah, hallelujah, Bekiyazo, hallelujah, 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 be glorified, hallelujah, hallelujah, King of the Lord, hallelujah, 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 take us so far, hallelujah, hallelujah, name will back in on, hallelujah, 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 b'tov u'machol, hallelujah, hallelujah, b'minim be'ukav, hallelujah, 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 b'tzitzalei shama, hallelujah, hallelujah, b'tzitzalei tshuva, kol hanshama tehallel, hallelujah, hallelujah, kol hanshama tehallel, hallelujah, kol hanshama tehallel, hallelujah. We turn ahead to page 147. Shochenad, Mekadosh Shemo, Mekadosh Tzadikim Badonai, Le'yesharim Avatihila, V'fi Yesharim Titvalam, V'divrei Tzadikim Titbarav, V'leshon Chassidim Titramam, Kedoshim Titkadash, V'makalot Rivavot, Amcha Beit Yisrael, B'rinai Bashim Hamakim Akotovato, Shekain Chavat Kol Yitzrain Lefanecha, Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu, L'Adam Le'Havel L'Shabeach, L'Verem Mehander, L'Verek Le'Oleu Kades, Akol Divrei Shiro V'Tishbachot, David ben Yishai, Avdecha Meshichecha. Page 148. Ishtabak Shimcha Lad Malkeinu, Ahel HaMelech HaGadol HaKadosh B'Shamayim V'Tzil Brachot ve'odot me'atami ad olam, Baruch atah Adonai, El Malakato Batishbachot, El Ha'odot Adonai Niflot, Avokeh b'shirei zimra, Melech El Olamim. Page 154, second paragraph. Ve'ha'ereneinu b'toratecha, v'ta'abik libeinu v'tzvatecha, ve'yachid levaveinu, ve'ahava u'yirah et shemecha, ve'lo nivash le'olam va'ed, ve'lo Baruch atah Adonai, Abokerim al Yisrael, v'yahava. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad. V'yahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levacha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol meyodecha, v'hayu Devarim ha'ele, asher anochi metzavecha, hayom ha'levavecha, v'shirantam levanecha, v'nibarta bam, v'shivdecha b'beitecha, v'lechtecha b'derech, v'v'shochmecha b'kumecha, u'kshartam le'hot al gerecha, Ve'ayula totafot beinenecha, u'chtavtam, amizuzot beitecha, u'visharecha. And please join me in the middle of 158 with Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha, Ba'ilin Adonai, Mi Chamocha, Neder B'Kodesh, Ukevulim leshimcha savatayam yakulam hodu ve'imiku ve'amru Adonai imro le'olam va'ed. So Yisrael, Kunabi Esrat Yisrael, Uvidei Fidunecha, Yehuda Yisrael, Kohaninu, Adonai Tzavaot Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch atah Adonai, Kol Yisrael. Amidah, beginning on page 159. Adonai Svatai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibah V'Hanorah El Elyon Komel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chastei Havot U'Mevi Kohen Livnei B'neihem L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Voked U'Moshiach U'Maken Baruch atah Adonai Magid Avraham U'Voked Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mekayim Meitim Atarav Le'Hoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Mariv HaGashem Mechakel Chayim B'Chesed Mekayim Meitim B'Rachamim Rabim Somik Noflim V'Rofeh Chodim U'Matir HaSurim U'Mekayim Emunato L'Shenei Ha'afar Michamocha Ba'Gevurot Yeshua, V'neman ata l'chayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hametim. And join me in this middle of page 163. Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu, Ritzei v'imnuchateinu, Kodeshenu b'mitzvotecha, V'tein chalkeinu b'toratecha, Sabeinu mitulecha, V'samchenu b'yeshuatecha, V'taher libeinu, V'yodecha b'yemet, V'hanchileinu, Adonai Eloheinu, B'yava v'ratzon, Shabbat kodshecha, V'yanuchu v'Yisrael, V'kodeshei shemecha, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Before I chant a sampling of the Torah portion, I wanted to just give a little summary. This week, we read from the second parsha of Leviticus. We read Parshat Tzav. And in our books, in our Humashim, it begins on page 613. So it appears to be a manual for the priests to tell them how to perform these temple rituals. And as we learned a few weeks ago, the priests wear very specific garments when they perform these most holy rituals in the temple. And these garments were made of precious material, made of gold and fine linen, and embellished with beautiful embroidery. And today we can see a sort of homage to these garments on our Torah covers, the breastplates, and the crowns. So when I was leading Tat Shabbat a few weeks ago, we were reading from the Parsha, from the Torah, about how the priests wore these very specific fancy garments, and then how we too also wear fancy clothes when we're doing something important like going to services, and how wearing nice clothes makes us feel a little bit different from when we're just wearing play clothes. So you can kind of turn that into the adult version of maybe workout clothes versus a suit and tie or a dress. Well, today we read about a very different kind of garment that the priests would wear when they were doing a certain ritual. And it's more like our version of work clothes, or something you might wear when you're working out in the outside or working in your garden. And I'll read a little bit here from chapter 6 of Leviticus. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Command Aaron and his sons thus. This is the ritual of the burnt offering. The burnt offering itself shall remain where it is burned upon the altar all night until morning, while the fire on the altar is kept going on it. The priest shall dress in linen raiment, with linen breeches next to his body, and he shall take up the ashes to which the fire has reduced the burnt offering on the altar, and place them beside the altar. Then he shall then take off the vestments and put on the other vestments, and carry the ashes outside the camp to a pure place." So the rabbis took this to mean that he changed out of his very fine clothes and put on clothes that could get dirty to do sort of a menial task. And they had some thoughts about this. According to the 9th century Polish Hasidic rabbi, Simcha Bunim, the priests wore these work clothes to remove the ashes from the previous night's sacrifice, to show that although he was of an elevated status and could go places in the temple where no one else could go, he was one of the people. He was of the Amcha. He was like the Israelites in that way. And his status shouldn't go to his head. So he had to do this menial labor in work clothes so he could kind of keep himself humble in a way, which was important because it's very easy to see how somebody like that could see himself as better or separate from everyone else. And I've been thinking about that a lot in terms of the clothes that we've been wearing while we've been under quarantine. And maybe we don't get up and wear our clothes that we would normally wear to go to work every day, and it makes us feel a little bit different. And I know some people are making an effort to really get dressed, not staying in pajamas all day, because we should feel like we're doing some important task, but there's a time and a place for everything. And I think that's the takeaway, that's the lesson from this Parsha. We can go back to the service at this point. Let's offer up a Mishaberach for those in our lives who are in need of healing. I'm going to sing Debbie Friedman's Mishaberach. And as I'm singing it, you may either sing along or say those names out loud of those people that you're praying for. I know I have people in my life I'm praying for too. And we extend our blessing to all those who are suffering from the virus COVID-19. Mekor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu, mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, Sav et Aharon bet banav lemor, Zot Torat ha'olah, hi ha'olah al mokta al hamizbeach kol halayla ad haboker, ve'esh hamizbeach tukad bo, V'lavash ha'kohen midovad, u'miknesevad, yilbash al bisaro, ve'herim et hadeshen, asher tochal ha'esh, et ha'olah al hamizbeach, v'samo eitzel hamizbeach, Ufashat et begadav v'lavash begadim acherim v'hotzi et hadeshen el michutz l'machaneh el makom tahor v'ha'esh al hamizbeach tukad bo v'hotifeh uvi'er aleh ha'kohen eitzim baboker v'orach aleh ha'olah Viktir lech elvei hashlamim, eish tamid, tukad al mizbeach lo tichveh. We turn back to the Siddur on page 177. Please join me in a prayer for our country. Our God and God of our ancestors, with mercy, accept our prayer on behalf of our country and its government. Pour out your blessing upon this land, upon its inhabitants, upon its leaders, its judges, officers, and officials who faithfully devote themselves to the needs of the public. Help them understand the rules of justice you have decreed, so that peace and security, happiness and freedom will never depart from our land. Adonai, God, whose spirit is in all creatures, we pray that your spirit be awakened within all the inhabitants of our land. Uproot from our hearts hatred and malice, jealousy and strife. Plant love and companionship, peace and friendship among the many peoples and faiths who dwell in our nation. Grant us the knowledge to judge justly, the wisdom to act with compassion, and the understanding and courage to root out poverty from our land. May it be your will that our land be a blessing to all who dwell on earth, and may you cause all peoples to dwell in friendship and freedom. Speedily fulfill the vision of your prophets. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. For all of them, from the least of them to the greatest, shall know me. And let us say, Amen. Join me in 178, a prayer for the state of Israel. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Soy Yisrael v'Galo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Soy Yisrael v'Galo. Barek et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmichat Gulatenu, Hagen aleha be'evrat chastecha, Ufros aleha sukat shalomecha. Ushlach orchav amitcha l'rosheha, sareha v'yoatzeha, v'tokneim be'etzah tova mefanecha. Chazek et yidei meginei eretz kodshenu, v'hankilei Eloheinu Yeshua, v'ateret nisachon ta'atreim, v'natata shalom ba'aretz, v'simchat olam liyoshveha, v'nomar Amen. And now we turn ahead to page 204 for Ein Kelohenu. Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kelokeinu, Ein Kamoshienu, Nif Eloheinu, Nif Adonenu, Nif Elokeinu, Nif Kamoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Elokeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu, Atahu Shektinu, Avotenu, Lefanecha Eketoret Basamim. Now, before we begin the mourner's Kaddish, we think of our loved ones, friends, and family whose yahrzeits are observed this Shabbat. We think of Mayor Berkowitz, Louis Bloom, Howard Borsek, Irving Cohen, Hannah Fleck, Harry Glasser, Ben Kaplan, Jay Myers, Minnie Rosenberg, Ava Roselle, Rebecca Sagalowski, Lena Seligman, and Simon Wenner of blessed memory. For all who are in mourning or observing Yortzeit, please rise and join me on 207. Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, v'Alma Divrach Yerutei v'Yamlik Malchutei, v'Chayechon uV'Yomechon uV'Chayei D'Chol Beit Yisrael, v'Agala uV'Zman Karim v'Yimaru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Olam Me'omayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudesha brichu la'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We conclude our service on page 211. Adon Olam Hashem Alach, B'terem Kol Yitzir Nira, Yeit Nasa V'chepso Kol, Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, V'acharei Kiklot HaKol, Levado Yimlok Nara, V'hu Chayan V'hu Hovev, V'hu Yiyeh B'tifara, V'hu Echad V'ein Sheni, V'hamshilo V'achbira, V'li Reshit V'li Tachlit, V'lo Ha'oz V'ha'misra, V'hu Eli V'chai Go'ali, V'tzor V'li V'heit Tzara, V'hu Nisi U'manosli, V'not Kosi V'yom Ekra, V'yado Ha'kivuki, V'heit Dishon V'yahira, V'imrohi Gaviati, Adonai li v'lo ira. Shabbat Shalom.